بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
It was the Prophet ﷺ sunnah, whenever anybody would come to Rasulullah with any need, if the Prophet had anything at his disposal, he would give them. If he didn't have anything at his disposal, he would pass him on to Bilal radiallahu anhu, and Bilal radiallahu anhu would then take some loan from someone with the promise to pay back at a later date and fulfill the need of that needy person. So much so, even Allah Rabbul Alameen had to tell Rasulullah, وَلَا تَجْعَلْ يَدَكَ مَغْلُولَةً إِلَىٰ عُنُقِكَ وَلَا تَبْسُطْهَا كُلَّ الْبَسْطِ. Don't be so generous to the people. You give them whatever you have. Whatever you don't have, why do you burden yourself with so much? But the Prophet was so generous, he never wanted to say no to anybody. So Bilal radiallahu anhu, he would borrow from people and fulfill the need. One day he was preparing for Salat, and a Jewish man came to him and he said, "Oh Bilal, I know you borrow money from people, and it must be tough for you borrowing money. I have plenty. Next time you have any need, don't go here and there, just come to me. I will help you as much as you need." So Bilal radiallahu anhu said, "Fine, what can be better and easy?" And it wasn't for himself, as a Bilal radiallahu anhu didn't use to borrow money to build his own house and to spread establish his own business. It used to be on behalf of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to help the needy people. So whenever there was any need, he started to borrow from this Jewish person until the debt piled up very much. One day he was preparing for Salat and the same person reappeared. "Oh, you Abyssinian, how many days left in this month?" Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anhu said, 3. But he says, "Before the next moon, if you don't settle all my debt, I will enslave you like you were a slave before." And Hazrat, you can imagine how Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anhu felt. "Well, you had promised me, and well, whatever, I want you to settle all my debt before the end of the month." He came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Ya Rasulullah, you don't have anything immediately to settle your debt, and if we don't settle it with the person, he will humiliate us, so allow me to vanish somewhere until Allah makes provisions for you to settle your debt." The Prophet agreed. So Bilal radiallahu anhu prepared by the night, so that he can, early in the morning, he can just go away somewhere. But before Fajr Salat, the Prophet received a large gift from someone, and he called as Bilal, and Bilal, look, Allah has relieved you of your tension. Look, someone has sent me this, so go and settle your affairs. So Bilal radiallahu anhu went and settled all the debt, and there was plenty left, and so he distributed it amongst the people as well. And when after Isha Salat, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Bilal, "Oh Bilal, tell me, have you got anything left?" "Well, Ya Rasulullah, I tried to distribute it, but not all the needy people turned up. I've still got some left." He goes, "No problem, I will stay in the masjid." Next day, same thing again. The Prophet ﷺ went around visiting the people, going about his daily routine. And at night time, after Isha Salat, he said, "Oh Bilal, tell me, what's the news?" "Ya Rasulullah, I tried to distribute it all to the needy, but there's still a little bit left. Not everybody came who was in need, and I wasn't able to distribute it all." The Prophet said, "Okay, I'll spend the night in the masjid again." The third day, "Bilal, tell me what's the news." "Ya Rasulullah has relieved you." We would have been, the first thing we would do is take it all home, but the Prophet ﷺ doesn't even want to take a penny home. He wants to spend it all in the path of Allah. Once the Prophet ﷺ came and he was going to lead people in Salat, and Bilal radiallahu anhu said Iqamah, and the Prophet said, "Wait." He went home, then came back. Sahaba said, "Ya Rasulullah, what happened?" The Prophet said, "Well, what happened was I had something in my possession, and I did not want to offer my Salat with any wealth in my possession, so I went and made sadaqah, and then I came to you."